Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wing Gaming and Soviet Mountain Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you on a Let's Play episode of a Masquerade in the Wolves. Masquerade in the Wolves. A Masquerade in the Woods. So y'all, before we jump into it, just want to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up. For as little as $5, y'all can help support the channel and get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. Mason's fist slams against the wooden door for the fourth time. Why don't you just call him? I slumped down the stone steps, rubbing my neck. I texted him like 30 minutes ago. But you didn't call. Who the fuck calls? That's some boomer shit, bro. He lifts his paw to knock again, but just as he's about to, the lock clicks. Then another. And another. After 3 clicks, the door swings open and a large salt and pepper colored character peeks around it. Mason! He opens the door fully, throwing his arms out with a big grin on his face. What are you doing here? I closed down a few hours ago. I thought you wouldn't show. I pushed myself off the steps, straightening my hoodie. Maddie's eyes drift to me with a confused look, almost somber, before that smile returns. But this time it's easy to tell it's forced. The embarrassment washes over me like ice. His eyes quickly drop back down. I tilt my head, averting my gaze as well. I don't know what Shepard told him, but even so, the shame of how our last encounter ended makes the pit in my stomach grow. Sup, Maddie? The skunk's focus returns to the possum ahead of me. Well, come in, come in. Mason strolls on through as the large skunk steps back. I hop down the steps to follow. You doing okay there, little guy? Maddie whispers as I step through the door. I tilt my head back to meet his concerned expression. Yeah, I'm fine. The skunk watches me, his lips tightening as if wanting to say something, but eventually settles on a tight smile and a curt nod, turning to lock the door back up. Place seems to have seen some life since I was here earlier. Empty glasses, beer bottles, and plastic bar trays are scattered around the tables. It's a stark reminder that the world keeps turning, no matter what you go through. While we were all out at the mill, the people here had a normal Saturday night. Drinking, eating, having a good time, all while that wolf was killed in cold blood. So, what can I do for you, huh? You two want anything to eat? Got some leftover wings in the back. Maddie limps past us over to the nearest table, gathering up the empty pint glasses and leftover food. I pull out a seat by one of the tables, taking care to thread my tail through the opening in the back. Mason shoots me a quick glance, fishing for an answer. I shake my head. Nah, we're good. He walks over to the bar, practically laying down on it to reach over the counter. He steps back with a half-empty bottle of what looks like whiskey. The skunk stops at the next table, smirking over at the possum. I thought you said you didn't want nothing. Mason snatches 2 glasses, casually lifting his paw at him as he slowly makes his way over. Said we didn't want nothing to eat. Never say anything about drink. Maddie chuckles, putting the stack of baskets back down, laying up against the chair. Ugh, and how'll you be paying for that this time? The possum snickers as he stops just in front of the big skunk. You know, the usual. He flashes his fangs, leaning up to whisper something with a big grin. Maddie lets out a hearty laugh, leaning his head back. Ha! With that leg, you're not. Mason rolls his eyes, snorting. You know I can't keep agreeing to these sorts of deals, Mason. It's bad for business. And not while you've got company. He adds in a lower voice, shooting his eyes towards me. Mason glances over at me too, then back at Maddie, shrugging. I don't mind. Oh, I know you don't, he replies with a low chuckle, patting the possum on the shoulder. But he might. Before shuffling his way to the kitchen. Mason rolls his eyes with a grunt, calling out towards the swinging kitchen door. Call Shep about it, then. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to work something out. He strolls over and pulls the chair out next to me. Big ball guy, he pulls out a chair next to me, sitting down backwards on the chair, leaning his chest against the backrest. What's that, y'all? Water time? So he's the supplier? Mason looks up with a confused expression. What? Maddie? No. He chuckles. Although I'm pretty sure he technically owns some of the guns we use. Helps keep our names off registration and shit. Oh, but I thought... Trail off. I thought we were here to pick up some more supplies. Nah, don't worry about the nades. I'll go pick them up tomorrow. I nod, though not without the realization that it already is tomorrow. By a pretty big margin. Mason shuffles his right leg forward with a grunt. You alright? You've been limping since you got back to home base. He shrugs dismissively. It's fine. Nothing too bad. How bad? He pauses, meeting my eyes for a moment, before letting out a small chuckle. Not bad enough to kill me if that's what you're worried about. I give him a concerned glare, crossing my arms and feeling like I'm taking River's role. Seriously, doesn't hurt one bit. He lifts his leg stiffly to show just how much it doesn't hurt, clearly holding back a pained whine. Because you've been drinking. He waves his paw dismissively, rolling his eyes. Nubby's got enough stitching to do for one night. Right, Lucas. God, I hope he'll be alright. He'll be fine, dude. He's got River with him. Quick getting out of the hospital. He'll be as good as new. Best healthcare in the state, right? Mason snorts, unscrewing the cap on the bottle. Something like that. I smile back at him. Thanks for bringing him back. And coming for me. He pulls the glasses together, pouring up a healthy shot in each. No one gets left behind or whatever. Sounds like something Shepard would say. Plus, Lou still owes me a drink for the other night. He scoots one glass over to me, swiping the other one up himself. So, I reluctantly pick mine up too, knowing I probably shouldn't drink more with meds still in my system. Mason folds his arms on the backrest, resting his chin on them. What was it like? I lift the glass to my snout, feeling the sharp smell sting in my nose. Definitely bourbon. What was what like? The possum tilts his head as if the answer's obvious. You know, your first shootout. I feel the pit in my stomach grow, my eyes drifting down to the amber liquid between my digits. Oh, come on, don't give me that. He protests with a big grin and an upbeat tone, scooting a bit closer. You can't honestly tell me you feel bad for those dudes. What was it, Weasel? Whatever. That dick's either dead or eaten through a straw for the next few months. Fucker deserves nothing less. You're right. I don't feel bad. Or at least I shouldn't. I guess I'm just confused about it all. I take another second or so to structure my thoughts, instinctively stroking my pie along the recent scars on my forearm. It was scary. Thrilling. Adrenaline pumping as fuck, right? He grins, reaching over to snag a stale fry from the basket still on the table. I nod. Yeah, I guess. I don't know if I've ever been that scared. I can't imagine how you get used to it. How do you do it? He shrugs his shoulders. It's easy. With such confidence, I mean. Mason takes a swig of his drink. Like I said, it's easy. Don't you ever get scared? I mean, we could have died back there. So? He puts his glass down, sitting up straight, holding his paws out. Look, here's how I see it. He looks at me in the eyes, his fingers slowly curling back. All but one on each paw. Fuck them. They're the most vile, appalling people on this fucking planet. He leans back, picking his glass back up. There you go. Water time. They don't deserve shit but death in an unmarked grave. I take a small sip of my bourbon, coating my tongue in the sweet, woody alcohol. What about prison? Mason lets out a tired sigh, looking off to the side. What, so they can pay their way back out with nothing but a slap on the fucking wrists? They can't be that corrupt, they kill people. They can't be that corrupt, they kill people. What? What kind of... Oh, I think he's talking about the police, yeah. I mean, there's a system, right? If the system worked, we wouldn't be here. He leans forward, grabbing my left paw by the wrist and lifting it. If the system worked, we'd still have claws. I roll my thumb over my two clawless digits. But we don't, do we? What about justice? Oh, fuck justice! He slams his paws on the table. I want revenge. His eyes fall on my paw. And judging by the state of the rat, I bet you do too. I already got mine. George is dead. But a part of me knows he's right. I want to fuck over every single person behind this. The ones who paid George, hired Mason's captor, killed Hanson, the Red Prince, and whoever else is behind all this. All of them must die. All of them must die. Mason sighs, again resting his head on crossed arms. You work in a bar, right? I blink a few times, snapping back to reality. Well, yeah. I nod, sitting up on the chair and clearing my throat. A smug smile slowly grows across his muzzle as his eyes dart towards the bar across the room. Show me. Oh, more to come. Okay. That is it for Mason's Roots. I guess I'm going to be jumping into Shepherd next. Alright, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.